Hello everyone, today marks the start of a series in where I'm going to take a look at every single array method there is in JavaScript. Why? That's because there are many people, mostly beginners, that still don't know some of those functions. They don't know that they exist already and the functionality is there, so they implement their own and that just kind of bloats the code base for no reason whatsoever. So that's why I'm going to take a look at every single one of them in great detail. To start off, we're going to start very simple. We're going to start with the concat function, right? You probably have already used it once, but I'm going to take a look at it in greater detail because it has some interesting features. So first things first, we have here we have two arrays. So we have array 1, which has 4 prime numbers, and then we have array 2, which has two digit numbers. So if I want to concatenate the array 2 to our original array, what do? We simply call, well, array.concat, right? And we just kind of add our second array here. And then when you print on the console our first array, our original one, guess what will happen actually? And if we try to execute this, you'll notice, well, hold on a second, it didn't even change. What's up with that? Aha! So that's the first aha moment. The concat function always returns the resulting array. It never modifies the array that it's working with, right? So once calling this, it didn't actually modify our first array nor our second array. It actually just returned a new array, right? So this is the first thing that you have to be careful with. So if I say here array equals that, now I'm kind of losing reference. This will work. So if I run this, right, I get the first few elements and the other two from the other function, the other array. That works. Here we are actually changing references, right? This, after we assign it a new value, is now a whole nother array, right? So if we have passed this somewhere else in our program, is now completely different than this one, right? This one still remained the same. It has just 4 elements, and if we have called an asynchronous function somewhere else, it's still gonna have 4 elements. It is never changed, just the actual variable itself. Now the second feature of this concat function is that you can, instead of giving it an array, you can actually give it every single element just separated with a comma. So you can say, instead of R2, I can say 10 and then 12. And if I try to run this, if I take out the tooltip, let's clear the screen, and same thing happened. We just added those 2 elements. Of course, we didn't add the actual array, but you can do that if you only have a few elements to concatenate to our array. Furthermore, this guy is actually smarter than you'd think. It can take, instead of just taking either objects or an array of objects, it can take either one of those in any order. What I mean by that? Well, what happens if I, for example, say, I want the number 10, and then I want, instead of 12, I want our second array to be concatenated. What do you think is going to happen? Pause for a moment and comment down below what you actually think is going to happen. It's a bit counterintuitive. Alright, so the result is that we actually get a flat array, no nested arrays, like you might have thought. We actually get these 4 elements, so because we called it on the original array, and then we have the number 10 that we have passed in as a first parameter, and then we have the other 2 numbers from our second array. So it knows how to basically unnest those arrays if you give it an array object. Now what happens if I actually want, well, I want here a number, then I want an array, but then I want another number. Just say, I don't know, I want 13, for example, add the end of our concatenated array for some reason. If I try to run this, you'll notice that it does what you'd expect. You actually get 10 and 13 as simple elements inside our array, and 10 and 12 not as an array inside our array, just a simple flat array as the end result, right? So this is one really important thing to take from this video, that concat automatically takes out the elements from the array and adds them one by one to our resulting array. And one other thing is that we actually get a new array, right? So all references are broken from that point on, so you have to be careful there. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. More videos are on their way about array methods. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below or on our Discord server. And well, take care. Goodbye.